Lucy? Lucy, where are you? I know you're out here.
Oh, Arthur, you found me.
You should be resting. Dr. Seward said you were walking in your sleep again. That you had nightmares.
I'm feeling much better.
Why did you suddenly run off like that?
I couldn't help myself. I wanted to scream it out. And Miss Morse was just chatting away about a silly superstition.
Why didn't you just tell him?
Because Nina's aunt was guilty. Her fiancé broke off the engagement the day before the wedding. I didn't want to upset her. Besides, I want to tell Nina privately.
That's one of the things I love about you. You're always thinking of others.
Stop. You're making me blush.
You're the sweetest, most wonderful girl in the world.
You know what I love about you?
What?
No, I shouldn't tell you.
Why?
Because you'll get a swell head.
You can't just say something like that and not tell me. Come on, or I'll tickle you.
Okay, okay. You're the most resolute man I've ever met.
Resolute? That sounds stuffy.
Oh, no. From the tongue to the purpose. You know what you want. You've got a wonderful career ahead of you. You're handsome. And you picked me to be your wife.
My sweet, dear little girl.
I'm a woman, almost 20. Practically an old hag.
You'll never be an old hag. You're much too beautiful.
Well, well, well. What do we have here?
We're kissing, Miss Morris. I'm getting all hot, Mother.
Your free way of speaking shocks me sometimes.
I like shocking people. Come on, Arthur. I'll walk you. I'm sorry you can't stay for dinner, Arthur.
Business calls, Mrs. Harker, but I shall return later this evening.
She's going to get a reputation if she doesn't behave herself.
Jonathan says it's a defect of the Creole that they say what they please.
Well, I think it's just bad manners.
Oh, Quincy. Lucy is a pure and virtuous girl. She's just high-spirited. I admire her. I'm not surprised the men flock around her. She's very pretty.
Did your dear brother say any more about the ship that was wrecked? They had no business on the water that night. You heard that thunder. The devil was driving his chariot across the sky that night.
Only the body of the captain was found on board, tied to a wheel and holding a crucifix. Jack said the captain's funeral today was most touching.
I heard that when they found the ship, there was no one else on board. Is that true?
Well, they found out from the captain's log that the rest of the crew disappeared, one by one, while they were en route.
The last page was written in a foreign language of some kind. All Jack could make out was the last word of it. Nosferatu?
What does that mean?
I think it means undead.
I'm dead! Shut my mouth wide open. Just to think my twitchy nerves need. I'm going to take home dinner.
Lucy, I wish you hadn't invited the Count to dinner. I don't think I like him.
I find him charming. It's the neighborly thing to do.
Yes, I'd be forgetting my manners if I didn't. Honestly. Oh, Mina, I'm so happy I know what to do with myself. I love it. I love when I said yes.
Well, was this the Texan, or the doctor, or was it Arthur?
Arthur, of course. Oh, it was all so confusing. Seemed only a moment from his coming to the room till both his arms around me and was kissing me. He told me how dear I was to him, how I loved him. Oh, the wedding will be in September. I'm so glad Jonathan asked me to join the firm. Now we'll truly be like sisters.
Is Arthur going to take the position?
Oh, yes, yes. Well, he said he had to consider it, but I'm sure he plans to. I'm urging him to.
Well, I'm glad you're expressing an opinion. I think a wife needs to have some influence. You know, some say on things. After all, we are not chattel. Oh, hello, brother dear. Have your patients quieted down?
Yes, Miss Redfield was out of the room again. She said she'd been summoned by the master. She's been worse for the past week. How are you feeling, Lucy?
Strange. Like somehow I'm changing. I can feel it at night. I hear everything the servants are saying at the other end of the house.
I'm worried about you. You mustn't stay up there. You need to rest.
Do you want to tuck me in?
Count Alucard has
You've met my sister, Mrs. Hawk, and of course you know her friend, Miss Weston. Dr. Seward? Miss Weston, your beauty overwhelms me.
Oh, please, Mama Lucy.
I don't think she looks well at all.
Well, perhaps a trifle pale, but as beautiful as the first time I saw her. Oh, darling.
Jonathan, a strong man is the best thing on earth when a woman is in trouble.
Are you in trouble?
Oh, well, not yet, but I'm hopeful.
Just in time, my boy. My new solicitor. I want to thank you for helping me find such an extraordinary house here in the French Quarter, and so reasonable in price. It was my pleasure.
I'm sorry. But I don't see how anyone can spend even a day inside Dumaine House.
A house, Miss Morris, cannot be made habitable in a day. And after all, a few days would make them a century.
You're telling me. But I still don't understand why you want that terrible place.
I'm of an old family. To live in a new house would be impossible for me.
All I know is you'd have to be crazy than miserable to live there. Someone that don't have to hit beside the head real hard to live there.
Behave.
Harold, I'm so glad you could join us this evening.
Some wine, then? Oh, no, I never drink wine.
Before you arrived, we were talking of the ship's loss. You know, from that shipwreck?
It wasn't lost at sea.
No. My brother was called to assist with the dead captain. He found it and gave it to the authorities. The last entry was a very strange word. Lucy thought meant undead.
Undead.
Yes, Nosferatu?
Ah, yes, it's a German word. It means not dead.
You were right, Lucy.
Oh, no. With all due respect, Miss Harper, there is a distinction.
Dead, undead, don't make no difference. They all frighten me.
Oh, I love to be frightened.
Do you?
I had no idea.
Tim! Oh!
Oh, are you all right?
Yes, it's nothing.
So, did you come to New Orleans to settle down?
No, I came to walk through the crowded streets. To be here, in the midst and whirl and rush of humanity. To share its life, its new opportunities. I like that new jazz music that has exploded in the bars and bordellos.
You have a great lust for life, Count.
How well you phrase it. My sister has a woman's heart, but a man's brain. The brain that a man should have wasn't quite gifted. All women here are gifted, Doctor. And beautiful. Oh, dear. And Quincy, would you get the love? No! No drugs. We must not pollute her blood. Put her here on the couch.
Ah, just let her smell her left shoe. That'll fix her up. If I'm lying, I'm dying.
I'm all right. I'm just a little dizzy, that's all.
The strain of this evening has been too much for you, and on the cause, I fear.
No, it's just the pain in my head. It runs down here my neck.
I can remove that pain. And so can I. And Quincy, would you get my back? Doctor, such pain seals readily to suggest.
If you mean hypnotism, I think she'd be better off with pain.
Why? No one wants pain.
I suspect Mr. Harker is thinking of some hocus or waving of the arm. That is not my method. Now, my dear, look at me. When I will you to do something, it shall be done. You will have no more pain.
And no will of her own either.
I admire your candidness, Harker. It is precisely that kind of stimulating encounter I hope to find here in New Orleans. Indeed. Yes, indeed. I despise a woman with no life and no blood. I just, how do you say, a hot-blooded woman? When you awake, you shall remember nothing.
Good Lord. Was it something I said?
Now, Mr. Harker, we must talk seriously. I want to buy some other properties here in New Orleans right away.
Tonight, I won't hear. This is supposed to be a party to welcome you as our new neighbor. Come, Count, come dance with me.
Now, Miss Harker, I hardly...
Oh, it doesn't matter. I'll teach Jonathan, my sweet, handsome husband.
Yes.
Come, give me a kiss.
I did kiss you not 2 seconds ago.
I mean a real kiss, not just a peck.
Oh, you do? Mina, this isn't exactly the proper place to be.
Who cares?
Well, you're certainly surprising today. I've never seen you like this before.
Well, perhaps you never really looked before.
I have every inch of you etched in my mind.
Then kiss me. We're married. To hell with everyone else. I love you.
What brought this on all of a sudden?
Lucy. And she was so free, so full of fun, so full of life, and now, well, life's just too short.
You are so beautiful.
Well, I have to look my best if I'm going to seduce you.
Mina, what a thing to say.
I know, and I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Well, how's Lucy?
No chain, pale and listless, but doing her best to keep up a show of brightness. In all my experience as a doctor, I've never seen anything like it. I've done everything I know, but this thing has beaten me. So I'll send for my old friend, Professor Van Helsing.
Not another specialist on anemia.
No, whatever this is, it is not anemia. I wired him 2 days ago describing the case, and I had a reply this morning. I'm expecting him soon. How did you get him to come here so quickly? He was my teacher and mentor. He knows as much about obscure diseases as anyone in the world, and I trust him. He's one of the most advanced scientists of today. Well, if a man of your experience convinces he's up against it, this Dr. Van Helsing will need all his science to diagnose the case. By the way, Lucy's dreadfully weak, but she insists upon coming down to dinner. I assume we'll want to see her tonight. Well, of course I want to see her. He's not the man to waste a moment.
I'm going to go check on her. Oui, monsieur.
Is Professor Van Helsing's room ready?
Oui, monsieur.
Very well. When he comes, show him out here in record. I want to have a little private talk with him.
Mon beau monsieur. Dinner will be ready soon.
How was your appointment with Count Alucard?
I left him a short while ago to deal with his strange baggage.
What baggage?
Well, he arrived here with very few personal belongings. His main interest was centered in transferring several large packing cases from Belize. 2 he had shipped earlier and 4 arrived since.
It's unbelievable that he bought that place next door. Quincy was right about that. It's the gloomiest place I've ever seen. I wouldn't live there if someone gave me to. You know why they call it the Devil's Mansion? Something to do with an awful story about Madeleine Humane. Yes. She was a beautiful young woman whose exotic desires led her to practice voodoo. Folks say she was the lover of Lucifer himself, and that he built that house for her. And she found a human lover. One night at a dinner party, his mind snapped. He accused her of stealing his soul. They began brawling right on the dining room table, and as the guests ran out, they killed each other. When they were found, a dozen or so cats had been feeding on their bodies. The house has been abandoned ever since.
What a gruesome story.
I told him of the 4 conditions, but he was determined. And so as his solicitor, I just went ahead with the purchase.
Enough ghost stories. Let's get a glass of wine before dinner. Yes. I'm sorry I'm so down. I'm just so worried about Lucy. You must buck up, Arthur. Don't forget, Professor Van Helsing is on his way. So you are more impressionable than I even imagined.
I'm Professor Van Helsing. Is that the steward at home?
Oui, monsieur. He said I was to inform him the moment you arrived.
Ah, good, good. What's Starlo do?
I don't know. I'm sure it was nothing. Won't you sit down and tell Dr. Sue when you come?
Thank you.
Professor,
Ah,
you don't know what your coming here means to me, to us all. We're in deep quicksand here. But I forget, you must be stopping. Won't you come right into dinner?
Jack, I got it from your wire. There isn't much time to lose. Please, sit down. Give me the details.
It began a week ago, the night before we were to have a dinner party for our new neighbor, Count Alicott. Jonathan, Neil's husband, had arranged the purchase of Germain House as well as several other properties for him.
Tell me about this Count Dracula.
Well, he's a rather cultured gentleman, just here from Belize, a descendant of French nobility.
Do you like him?
Well, I can't say that I do. I feel on edge whenever he's near me, but apart from that, I have nothing against him.
And Lucy, what happened?
The night before the dinner party, Lucy fell ill. And something else very strange. We had a cat, very friendly. Lucy had bonded with it and often petted it. When she became ill, the cat came into her room and immediately flew into a fury. Its eyes were savage, all its hairs bristling, and then ran away. We've not seen it since. And with Lucy, just a slow fading away. She gasps for air at night. She sleepwalks. One night we found her here, in the courtyard, in her nightgown. I could easily see she was bloodless, yet she showed no signs of anemia. Her blood was normal and antibodies.
Did you not think of performing a blood transfusion?
Well, yes, but things were desperate. 3 every other day or so.
And the effect?
She rallied wonderfully. Color returned to her cheeks, and each time I had felt certain she had turned the corner. But the next day, pale and bloodless.
Were there any external abrasions?
Just 2 tiny wounds on her throat, like little white dots with red cells. We thought they might be bee stings or blood bites. Since then, she's been growing worse, yet I could do nothing for her. That's why I sent for you.
Thank God you did. And now, my friend, let me caution you. We shall keep as yet what we know hid. I have some thoughts at present which I later shall unfold to you, but now, well, now I see Lucy at once.
She's been counting minutes since you came.
You have grown up since I saw you last.
Dr. Van Helsing, I'm so glad to see you. Forgive me for not dressing. I just didn't feel up to it.
How do you do, sir? Arthur Homewood, her fiancé? I hope you can help us, sir.
Jack, take the 3 young men, get him some port. I may need him later for a transfusion.
Very well. Ring the bell when you're ready for dinner. We'll be in the dining room. Come along, Arthur.
Thank you, Jack. My dear Lucy, you told me you were down in spirit and pale. Tell me, when did you first notice anything unusual in your health?
The night before the dinner party last week, I had a terrible dream.
Dream, yes? Tell me about it.
My dreams were very peculiar. I thought I was asleep and waiting for me to come back. Then it began to dawn on me that the air was heavy and damp. Pulled back the sheet from my face and found to my surprise that all was dim around me. Fog poured into the room. Some lethargy seemed to chain my limbs beneath my will. The mist grew thicker and thicker. I could see it, like smoke pouring in the window. And then a livid white face bent over me. Out of the mist. It's terrible, terrible.
There now. Well, we'll make sure that these dreams don't bother you again.
The next morning I felt so weak. Part of my life seemed to have left me. That night nothing happened. But the following night and 7 nights since, it's come the mist, the eyes, and that awful face. Now I dread the night, my dreams, and the weakness I feel. I know it sounds ridiculous, but please don't laugh. I couldn't bear it.
Oh, I won't laugh. This is no jest. I think, my dear, this is a very serious situation. And I want to take care of you. Let me see your neck. How long have you had those tiny marks down your throat?
Since that first morning.
ground floor. I go up to your room, I've been there. I've seen to one or two little things.
Oui, monsieur.
Ah, what is your name, young woman?
Netta the Beau, monsieur.
Well, man, I'll probably put together a plate of food for Lucy.
No, I'm not hungry. The smell of food makes me sick.
You must eat. Netta, bring me a bowl of soup.
Oui, monsieur.
I'll be right back, my dear. I shall feed you myself. There's no way you're going to get around this.
His eyes again. I must go. Calling me. Calling me.
At last, mademoiselle, I have the pleasure of seeing you alone. Soon, we will be together. Forever. You will be my bride. Blood of my blood. Kin of my kin. You will be my bride. My bride of the night.
Here we are, dear. Mon Dieu! Something's wrong! Monsieur!
Shouldn't have left her alone. Lucy, 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 wake up! Oh my God, the wounds on the throat have disappeared!
I can't breathe.
What's happened? Help me move to the bench! I don't know how to tell you this is my boy, but I don't think she's going to make it.
Oh my love, I'm so glad you're here.
No, not yet. Hold her hand. It'll comfort her more.
Kiss me. Hold me.
None of your life!
Lucy. My sweet Lucy. My true love. God, and give me peace.
I will. Doctor, hold her hand. Kiss her on the forehead just once.
It's peaceful at last. It's over.
No, I'm not over. This is only the beginning.
Now Carmina ill, so soon after Lucy's death. It's unbelievable.
We will help her.
The God of the gate, the one of all things is in his hands. He is a person God in all Haiti. Every service, to whatever law or whatever reason, must be preceded by a service to Legba. Papa Legba, ouvrez derrière pour moi à gauche.
Madaiba, ouvri barrière pour moi, alors.
Papa
don't forget, I love my sister too. I've done everything known in medical science.
Medical science couldn't help Lucy.
Yes, poor Lucy. It was a terrible shame. And now Mina has developed the same symptoms. Good God, what was that? My friend's Miss Renfrew, a patient of mine.
But you never keep violent patients in your sanitarium. Nina must be compelled to listen to that.
I quite agree, and I'm going to have sent away. Until just recently, she was always quiet. But all this are Lusa, an unusual case. Zoo what now? A life-eating maniac. She thinks that by absorbing life, she can prolong her own life. Some injury when she was a child has made her excited by the ingestion of blood. At puberty, this became fused with sexual fantasies. Typically, the person with this syndrome begins to drink their own blood, and then they move on to that of other living creatures. Whoa. She eats flies. And by way of change, she feeds the flies to the spiders, fattens them up, and then she eats the spiders. But just recently, she even had sparrows. But when told me she vomited feathers, she ate it raw.
Good Lord, how revolting. Why did you send for me?
Mina has taken a turn for the worse. I wired Dr. Van Helsing asking him to return. He's going to be here soon. I'm going to hand Mina's case over to him.
He couldn't help Lucy.
No, my boy. But I think it was just too late. Lucy was too far gone. But Mina is strong. She will fight hard against this mysterious illness.
Heaven knows it's mysterious enough, but surely the symptoms are clear.
So what do Lucy's? Perfectly clear.
There they are, at it again, every dog for a mile around.
They seem like howls of terror.
I've heard that voice ever since Lucy first fell ill.
When I was traveling in Russia and the dogs in the village howled like that, the natives always said wolves were prowling about.
Well, I hardly think you'll find wolves prowling around here.
True, but there are stories about werewolves.
Superstitious nonsense. Oh, your friend the Count came in again last evening.
He's no friend of mine.
Nor mine. Don't say that, John. He knows that you and I gave our blood for Mina, as well as for Lucy, and is offered to undergo a transfusion himself if we need it as a volunteer.
Well, that's kind of you. Perhaps I misjudged him.
We need sympathy in this house, John, and I'm grateful for it. Besides, I think he does help Mina. She always seems cheered up whenever he comes.
That's fine. May I go to me now?
Of course, we'll go together. Oh, Professor, go on up, I'll be there later.
Thank you, Ned.
You remember my name, monsieur?
Miss Nell Laveau, of course I did.
He's a true gentleman, monsieur.
My dear Van Helsing, I can never repay you for this.
I'm so sorry to hear that now Mina is ill.
What are you doing there, Quincy?
Nothing. I just came down for a chalk and spied Professor Van Helsing. I thought I should at least say hello. Have one?
Ah, Miss Morris, no, thank you. It's delightful to see you again. I hope you're well.
I'm as strong as an ox.
Professor, why don't you bet Ned fix you something to eat?
No, I'm not hungry. Now, your sister's symptoms, same as Lucy's?
Yes. Soon after you left 2 weeks ago, after Lucy's funeral, she's been pale, weak. She complained of nightmares. Then 3 days ago, we found her in a stupor.
Any little marks on the throat?
Not that I'm aware of.
Dr. Van Helsing, you've lived in the tropics. May this not be something outside our medical experience?
It may indeed, my dear lady.
I thought so, Professor. I would be tickled to death to do anything to help. Ned could teach me some of the white magic. So if there's anything I can do.
Thank you. If anything comes up, I'll be sure to ask.
Oh my, how disgusting!
This is gross cancer. This Renfield Patty.
Who is this woman?
Patient of mine. Cheerful temperament, great physical strength, morbidly excitable, periods of gloom, qualities of selfishness, secrecy, and purpose.
Did you hear us talking?
Words, words, words.
Now, Miss Redfield, you know you're not to wander about like this. How did you get out of your room?
Wouldn't you like to know?
How will the flies? Miss Redfield makes a hobby of eating flies. Spiders too, don't you, Miss Redfield?
Would you walk into my parlor? Said the spider to the fly.
Stop it!
Excuse me. You haven't introduced me to your friend.
Oh, this handsome man is a professor of metaphysics. That's it.
Oui, monsieur.
Would you tell Bloodworth to come here at once.
Oui, monsieur.
Very well. Professor Van Helsing, Miss Renfield, patient of mine.
Ah, who does not know of Van Helsing? Your work, sir, in investigating certain obscure diseases has won you wide distinction. You also have a reputation for understanding those forces and powers beyond the natural.
But what if you let your patient escape when you can? God's faults, and if I were this year, I locked the door on her and I've got the key in my pocket now. But this is the fourth time. Just last evening you let her slip away to try to break into Count Endicott house.
She didn't get out the door this time, monsieur. Andy said jump up 30 feet from the window. I don't know how she got loose unless she changed into a bird and flew out. Now you come with me.
This happens again. There will be no more sugar for you to spread out your flies.
What do I care for flies now? Flies. Such little things. Hello, form of life beneath my notice. I don't give a hoot about flies.
Oh, don't you? Any more of your tricks and I'll take your new spider away.
Oh, no, please, Mr. Butterworth, please, let me keep my spider. He's getting so nice and fat. Once he's had another dozen flies, he'll be just right.
Oh, I have to tell you that is revolting nonsense. It's not sanitary. You shouldn't. Here, have a chocolate.
Come, Miss Renfield, what makes you want to eat flies?
The wings of a fly, my dear sir. Give me a lift.
But we'll take her away.
One moment, my friend. And the spiders?
Professor Van Helsing, can you tell me why one great spider lived for centuries in the tower of the old Spanish church? And he grew and grew, yet he never ate, only drank and drank.
Miss Morris, would you give me my bag?
Certainly.
The maidens rejoice at coming of the bride. But when the bride comes near, the maiden's eyes are green with... Never mind.
What are you talking about? Butterworth?
Dr. Stewart, if you are walking quietly or are sitting alone and you hear a voice calling, don't answer. That's the sign of death calling.
Here we are, Professor. I've got the goods.
Thank you, my dear. You haven't even been speedy.
I want you to send me away. Now, tonight, in a straitjacket. Bind and gag me so I can't escape. My cries will disturb Miss Mina. They will give your sister bad dreams, Dr. Seward.
Just looking at you gives me bad dreams.
We'll sort this out in the morning.
Why are you so anxious to go?
I'll tell you. Not that fool, Dr. Seward. He would Oh, no! Master! I wasn't going to say it!
It's sweet. What was that?
It was a bat, you old bat! It was only a bat! But you know, in some islands of the Caribbean, there are bats which hang on trees all night. And when the heat is stifling, and the sailors sleep on the deck in those harbors, in the morning, they are found dead. Just like Miss Lucy.
Your hickory duck cracker, you.
Hush up, what do you know, Miss Lucy? But look, take her to her room.
Please, please, one moment. Why are you so anxious to be moved from here?
To save my soul.
Yes?
You get nothing more out of me than that. Maybe I'll stay. After all, what is my soul good for? What I am to gain is worth the loss of my soul.
What's got her thinking about souls? Have you the souls of those flies and spiders on your conscience?
What do I care for souls? All I want is the blood. The blood is the life.
How are you to get the life without getting the soul also? Someday you'll have the souls of thousands of flies and spiders buzzing all around you. You took their lives, you know. You'll have to put up with the souls as well.
Why do you plague me about souls? I can't eat or drink them much. Feel too much to stay living, Van Helsing. I'm away, leave. I want you to send me away, Dr. Seward. If you don't, you'll be responsible for my soul before the judgment seat of God.
It's not that shocking to edge. But what was that herb that excited you so?
Wolf's Bane, it's a preventive medicine.
Wolfsbane. What's that? I've never heard of it. I thought I knew every drug in pharmacopoeia.
It's a species of garlic.
She didn't seem to like it. If she goes up in the air over a tree or thing like that, God knows what she'll do if you really annoy her.
Well, perhaps it's not trivial to her.
Aunt Quincy, would you be a sweetheart and ask John and Nina to join us?
Step and fetch it. Forever being sent off when the get's good. I think I will get myself a drink.
Jack, I want you to have that patient securely watched. I've made the brain my specialty, but it's a new experience, minute and talks philosophy and reasons, so soundly at times.
Well, anything you say, Professor, but it's my Nina I want you to look at.
I must leave her under observation.
But surely
And I must see the records of her case.
But doctor!
Do you think I forgot why I am here?
Of course not. Forgive me. And of course I'll show you the records. I just don't understand why you're so curious about this Redfield.
What a fine fellow Walker is. I believe in my heart of hearts that he has suffered more over Lucy's death than any of us. I'm glad you're pleased with his work.
Well, he's being terrific, a real hard worker. And I wonder where they are.
John, do you think Dr. Van Helsing will be any better than the others?
Chef, he will. Anyway, Mina, now that I'm home, I'm going to stay with you till you get over this thing. No more trips. I'm not even going into the office.
Oh, John, but you work. How can you just leave the office?
You come first. I'll go take care of things for me.
I don't think you better stay home every day, John. Sometimes I feel I want to be alone.
My dear, how can you say you don't want me with you when you are so ill? You love me, don't you?
Oh, of course, John. With all my soul. Don't look so gloomy.
Just as soon as you're well enough, I'm going to take you away. We won't wait for the new house to be finished. We'll go to Paris in June, and when we return in July, the new house will be ready. I just want to get you out of here so we can have some privacy. Why do you shrink when I try to kiss you? You're so cold, Mina, so cold.
Oh, forgive me, dear. I'm yours. All yours. I don't know what happens to me. Oh, John. I'm so tired. So tired.
Nina, dear. Our old friend, Professor Van Helsing, has returned.
My dear Mina. Jonathan, I knew her. She was just a little girl, so high. And now what charm, what beauty. A little pale, yes, but we'll bring the roses back to your cheeks.
You were so kind to come, Professor.
Jonathan, you are fortunate to marry such a beautiful, intelligent girl.
Yes, I know that, Doctor. Very lucky.
Now, lie back so. And tell me, when did this illness begin?
I can't tell you how I loathe talking about myself.
It started a couple nights after Bruce's funeral. Now,
This has been going on for weeks. Maybe a month? Mina?
Well, I've had several nightmares, but I don't see how that has anything to do with the way I've been feeling. So.
I can't can't help you. Don't tell me everything.
Oh, all right. 2 nights after poor Lucy was buried, I had a terrible dream. I remember the dogs howling before I went to sleep. I was waiting for Jonathan to come to bed. I left the reading lamp on. Oh, the air seemed oppressive. I remember tossing and turning. In the dream, a heavy mist came into the room through the window. The mist seemed so thick, I could barely see the lamp on my bed. And then, I saw a man standing by my window. Suddenly, he was right next to me. All I can remember are his eyes. I was bewildered, but strangely enough, I couldn't move. I didn't want to. My body and my mind exploded with ecstasies. Oh, but then they were replaced by these awful horrors.
There now. Go on, please.
The next morning, Netta could scarcely wake me. I felt so weak. 3 times since, I've had that very same nightmare. And each time, those eyes.
There now. Let me see your neck.
I'm sick of all this scrutiny.
How long have you had those tiny marks on your throat?
Since the first morning I had that nightmare.
Queen, why didn't you tell us?
Rita, you formed that ribbon around your throat to hide them?
Not press her, not excite her.
Oh, but I was afraid that they'd worry you. I knew that Lucy
Quite
had...
right, Mina, quite right. I'm sure they're nothing.
Count Alucard is calling.
Oh, good evening, Count, gentlemen. I was just taking a stroll. I thought I'd look in on Miss Mina. How are you, my dear? You're looking more yourself this evening.
Well, I'm feeling better already, Count. But now that brother's friend Dr. Van Helsing has come to help me.
Count Endicott, Professor Van Helsing. A distinguished scientist whose name we've been known in the wilds of the East. But I interrupt.
Not at all. It's good of you to come, and we appreciate your motives.
Dr. Seward has told me of your offer for a blood transfusion, and I can't thank you enough.
It's nothing. I'm grateful to be permitted to develop this Harker in any way.
Oh, but you do, Count. I look forward to your visits. They seem to make me better.
I'm planning a complete restoration of Dumaine House, and Mina has agreed to help me find the right furnishing.
And so I arrived to find a rival in the field.
Oh, well, I'm always glad to see you both.
I've been lonely here, and my efforts to amuse you with my old tales is no longer necessary. Now that you have Dr. Van Helsing with you, and especially now that Mr. Harper is to remain by your side constantly.
How did you know that?
Can the gallant lover ask such a question? I inferred it, my friend.
But please, come as before, Count, won't you?
You understand? You will not answer bells. There's nothing left alone for a single moment. Do you understand?
Oui, monsieur.
Good. Good. Netta will take you to your room. Rest a little while I talk to your brother and John. Remember, Netta, don't leave the side for a moment.
As you wish, monsieur.
Professor, so you have arrived from the Indies to cure this charming girl. I wish you all success.
Thank you for your good wishes, Count.
Since I moved to Domain House, you have been the only neighbors that I know, and no trouble has touched me greatly.
Being a stranger in the new city is always difficult.
Yes, but I have quite an affinity for New Orleans. So different from at least where there are so few people, so little opportunity. Yes, indeed, it's the people who bring me here. I find their history fascinating. Do you know much about it, Professor?
Oh, I can't tell Cajun from Creole.
Well, most of the blood has mixed. Very little purity of Creole blood these days, I'm afraid. Lucy, God rest her soul, was pure Creole. Yes, I can tell.
How's that?
About her demeanor, of course. And Creole women are known for their astounding beauty.
Lucy's family dates all the way back to Louisiana's first French settlement. even before the Spanish occupation. It was the Spanish who gave the name of Criollo to the mixed French-Spanish children. But French culture was so strong that eventually the word was adapted into the French Creole.
Jack and the Cajuns?
Oh, the Cajuns, a different breed altogether.
But French as well, no?
French-Canadian. Expelled from Nova Scotia by the British, they were called Acadian, of which over time became Cajun. You've heard of gumbo? It was made by the poor Cajuns who would put whatever they could find into a pot. Shrimp, oysters, crawfish, alligator, nutria.
Nutrient?
Swamp rat. Next week, Netta will be preparing quite a feast for Spring Carnival. Can't add a copy of the honor if you join us.
That's right, your spring carnival is soon. I already picked out a mask and everything. I accept your invitation.
Forgive me, Count, but we were just about to consult with our band council.
Oh, and I have interrupted. I beg your pardon. Professor, do you think it's possible that I may look at the books in your library? I want to learn more about this carnival.
By all means, there's a small pamphlet on the table next to the fire.
Professor, what do you think is the matter with me?
Your patient, that interesting Mrs. Redfield, certainly dislikes the smell of garlic.
Good heavens! What on earth has that to do with me?
Perhaps nothing. I have one theory, but you will have to listen calmly. Forget your textbooks and keep it open mind, because what I have to tell you will be difficult for you to believe.
Go on, Professor.
Jack?
I'm listening.
Good. Now then, during my time in the Caribbean, I've heard whisperings of certain legends. Zombies in Haiti and in Europe. Vampires.
Of course, I've read the folk tales.
But for God's sakes, man, those who suck the blood of the living, you can't possibly.
Believe them? I do. Have you or anyone been able to find another explanation?
I don't know what to think, but I confess I simply can't follow you.
Well, I'll tell you what I think. I think I may have to put you with my patients. Professor, I don't believe that my sister inside that someone's put a hex on her. Quincy's even got Netta and the others practicing that voodoo mumbo jumbo in the yard.
Strength of the vampires and people do not believe in him.
This is the help you bring us?
Jack, you wrote me a list of marks on Lucy's throat. A bee sting or a bug bite, you said. So I thought as well. Until I find the same marks on Mina's throat. Identical bug bites, Jack?
You need to tell me that bug bites.
The vampire attacked the throat. He leaves two little marks, white, with red centers. If there were really bug bites, won't she hide these marks?
I'm still baffled about that.
Well, I don't believe that vampires actually exist. Well, then Venus has been attacked by one.
Fading strength, increased suffering at night, wasted weight, feeling of heaviness in the chest, increasingly pale skin, and no appetite. Do these symptoms sound familiar? These are all the symptoms of a vampire's attack. Do you need more? The blood of 3 men was spoken to Lucy. That she died from loss of blood. Where did it go?
You have to admit, Jack, this theory doesn't count for all the facts no one's been able to explain. I may be foolish for saying this, but I believe it. So I'll take her away, but this thing can't get to
Oh
her.
no, she won't want to go. If you force her, the shot could be fatal.
Why won't she go if I knock the pants off her?
Because the victim of a vampire becomes a creature linked to life and death. He can even control the mind.
Professor, this is too much. Mina's not a demon. Some unclean thing. No.
Jack, I know this is difficult to believe. We consider there's no such thing as a real vampire. We dismiss it. But as rational people, I think we should consider the possibility. I've done a lot of research on this. I need your help and your faith. We must stamp out this monster. It is not only Nina's life that's at stake, but also her soul.
What can we do, Professor?
The vampire must have blood or it dies, but its power lasts only from sunset to sunrise. During the day, it must rest in the earth in which it was buried.
In a coffin?
Yes, of course, but sustained by the blood of the living. We can find him in daytime. His stake driven through his heart will destroy him. This is our task. In such a case, the police, all of household society, help us. For bars and chains can hold the creature that can turn into a wolf or a bat or a wolf.
Jack, those dogs howl. Alma said they howl that way in Russia when wolves are about. And the bat, Mrs. Redfield said there was a bat.
Well, what of it?
Mrs. Ruffin understands the smell of garlic, and I can a vampire.
You suspect that lunatic?
I suspect everyone. I think Miss Ruffin is a medium. Somehow, there's a connection. Jack, tell me about this Count Alucard.
Well, you really know very little about him.
I will make inquiries by telegraph, but no, this thing must be from this region. When he stopped dying here, his lair must be near enough to this house to get back there before sunrise. Jack, I only have all the needs to fight this monster. He has the accumulated wisdom and cunning of generations.
This all seems accurate, Professor. But I'm with you.
You, Jack?
It still seems preposterous to me. But everything else is fake. The case is in your hands.
I need allies, not neutral.
Very well then, do what you will.
Good. Now bring your sister here.
What are you going to do?
Set a trap, Mina's the bait.
My God, you can't do that.
Well, there's no other way. This thing knows I have to attack Mina. First one, she's alone, I'll try to get at her.
No, I forbid this.
Well, she's my sister and I consent. Let's show the professor that he is mistaken.
You allow this only because you do not believe. And I do believe. My God, Doctor, how can you subject me to that risk?
I must be master here, or I can do nothing. I must know what form this thing comes before I can plan how to stamp it out. Bring your sister here. And shut up the lights in that room.
I'm perfectly capable of walking by myself, and I don't like this.
Mina, you have nothing to fear.
I want you to lie down here, my dear.
Oh, but Doctor,
Don't you trust me? I just want you to lie here for just a little while.
don't frighten me.
I know. Make your mind passive. Try to think. Sleep if you can.
But I'm afraid to sleep. Oh, it's when I sleep that this weakness comes over me, Dr. Andre.
I know, my dear, I know. I am going to cure you with God's help.
You must do as the professor says.
Come, Jonathan. Stop!
What's that?
Jonathan, take her inside! Quickly! Quickly!
The patient is better, I